name is Jen Marsh, and I'm the Assistant Director of Economic Development with the City of Rochester. I wanted to take a moment to personally recognize Jean and Alicia for all the work they've done for the Vouchers for Veterans program. I was fortunate enough in creating the farmers market with them, and then they came up with this idea for the Vouchers for Veterans program. They've worked tirelessly to thank our men and women who have unselfishly fought for our freedoms. So to them, thank you. And the organization that they work with, and all of the volunteers, and especially the donors. This program is something that helps support our local farmers, gives a place for our community to hang out and enjoy themselves, and also put some money back into our economy. So Jean and Alicia, thank you for all you do, for the volunteers, the donors. This award is very well deserved, and we appreciate everything you do. So thank you.
Good morning. I'm Dan Saucier. I'm a resident of Rochester. I've been here about 45 years now. And I'm also a veteran of the United States Army. I spent 37 years, most of it active duty. Some of it active duty, most of it National Guard. And through that's where I got to meet Alicia and Jean. Once I retired in 2010, I started to frequent Benedict's restaurant. And that was my first mistake, because Alicia was very convincing, and that's where they started talking about farmers market and how they could establish that and how much that would benefit the city of Rochester. And after a couple years of planning and gathering volunteers, it came to fruition. And it was a tremendous program. I was one of the volunteers. The whole thing ran off volunteers. And the farmers were very appreciative of how much help we gave them. And through that, it's just expanded to what it is today, and it's just a tremendous market. And then besides doing that, the two of them decided they would add the Vouchers for Veterans program, which was a big leap. The veterans needed a place where they could feel wanted, where they could feel like there was some benefit for what they're doing, a little thank you for the service that they gave this country. So they put this program together.
My name is Jean Grover, and I'm a native of Rochester, New Hampshire, and this is...
My name is Alicia Fry, and I'm a former business owner of Rochester.
Well, in 2015, I was a frequent visitor, like every morning, of Benedict's restaurant, and about 3 times a month, Alicia would say something like, "Wouldn't it be nice if we had a wonderful farmers market?" And I said, "Yes, Alicia, it'd be wonderful." And we tossed it back and forth and laughed a little about it, but we knew we wanted to do it. So in 2015, along with Jen Marsh played a tremendous role where she would come in and talk with us as well, and she was able to secure for us a location and a fiscal sponsor, and that was in 2015. And in 2016, we opened at the Rochester Common. And we had a tremendous response among the farmers.
Yeah, it added a great punch of vibrancy to the city. It was fabulous, a lot of fun. Me as a business owner, and I am not a Rochester native, if you look at the bones of Rochester, it's a beautiful city, but I felt it could use some vibrancy. And like a lot of other people, I often thought, and I would talk to Jean about this as well, the sense of community that we had as kids, like it's disappearing. It'd be nice to just get it back. And Jean would tell me stories of old Rochester and how it used to be. So we kind of enveloped, for me it was that, and just a farmer's market is where people gather. It brings the community together. And very important. It's very, very important thing to do.
And it was great for the farmers as well, because the farmers around here, we don't exactly have the best soil for farming, and they struggle. They struggle to get their crops, and they have to sell them, and if they can't sell them, they end up plowing them under, and it's a vicious cycle. So therefore, they needed an outlet where they could actually sell their crops and make almost 100% of their profits, instead of selling them to a grocery store and making only 30%. So it was actually a great thing to do for the city, for the farmers, for everybody involved.
Everybody. Oh yeah, it's 100% volunteer program, and everybody.
We have established one paid employee, and that was out of necessity because now that we're doing 7 farmers markets a week, I needed someone on staff that could actually part-time keep track of all the computer items that are going on now and the computer, and we have a donor software program, and I'm not very computer literate, so we did hire someone to come in and do that, and it's worked out really, really great for us. But as far as the program itself, yes, 100% volunteers.
And who are some of the key people involved?
Well, I'm actually going to look at a piece of paper because I'd be feeling horrible if I missed somebody's name. We have a wonderful board of directors, and we have Chuck Silver, who used to be the lead counsel for Albany Manufacturing. And we have John Waterman, he's your cousin, isn't he?
Cousin's husband.
And he owns John Waterman Accounting, he's our treasurer. We have Eddie Edwards, who's the Assistant Commissioner of the Department of Safety. We have Brett Carmichael, who owns LeafWorks out of Dover, which is a web branding company. We have Jackie Fitzpatrick, who is the Rotary President in Rochester. We have Kristen Cadwallader, who owns the Postal Store down here in downtown Rochester. We have Quincy Moran Farias, who's a service manager for Home Instead. We have Christine Hounsel, who's retired dance studio owner. And these people are just doing wonders for us. They're all taking a role and they are running with it. And each one's responsible for doing a project a year, and most of them are doing it. So it's really been wonderful. We've got a great board.
I believe that the benefit to the community is this program, to the best of my knowledge, is the only one like it in the entire United States of America. And the veteran wins, the farmers win, and thus the community
And the community
wins.
wins.
And as I said, to my knowledge, no other program like this exists.
I think you're right. I've gone through every state trying to find something like vouchers for veterans, and I know when Alicia and I first talked about it, we had big plans of spreading this, something like 68 Hours of Hunger, which started in Somersworth, New Hampshire, and is now all over the United States. Anybody who gets involved with vouchers for veterans says, why isn't this countrywide? And you know, I don't know why it's not countrywide. It just takes a lot of planning and a lot of money and a lot of people on board that have the know-how to do so. But a real benefit of this program is that people don't always want to take things like food stamps because they feel they're too proud. But giving them something that's a gift from the community as a thank you makes it a lot easier for them to come in when they are in need and pick up $20 every week for fresh food at the farmer's market. It makes it so much easier for them, and they do it, and they are appreciative. And the farmers double and sometimes triple their income for that month when the Vouchers for Veterans program is on. And it's now on in the month of September and in the month of January at winter markets, indoors.
For me, I sometimes struggle with, if we all came together as a community, things don't need to get to the insurmountable level. You know, just take little bites on what's going on in your community. And Vouchers for Veterans, the Rochester Farmers Market, that's a small step that anyone can take. And if you're a business and you have more to give, you know, just take what you can. But it's all doable, and you can take care of the people that are your friends and your neighbors and your loved ones.
And a good example of that would be in May, we put up 512 8-foot American flags on the Rochester Common. And we worked 6 months on this program, getting the flag poles and the flags and getting everything organized and laying out the common. And when it came time to put those flags up, we had 100 people from the community show up to help us. And it was, as Alicia says,
It was impactful.
it's very impactful to know that many people care about our veterans. Then when you actually thought that maybe more needed to care, they all came out. They came out in numbers, and it was awesome. It was great. I'd first like to thank the chamber so much for this honor. I mean, to be sitting among the people like Hoagie Higgins and Pat Rainboth and Lisa Stanley is truly an honor, and it's very humbling, because I think that when you do what's in your heart and what you love, that you don't really feel like you're doing anything special. And to be recognized this way is just, it's a huge honor.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like, you know, my first thought was, you know, as a human being, I'm on the right track then. You know, it's all good. But when it gets to the level that your peers and the people that you respect in the community are acknowledging you, you know,
Yes.
and I want to thank the Chamber for that, for acknowledging that Vouchers for Veterans and the Rochester's Farmers Market deserve it, you know, or deserve the recognition for it. You know what I mean? But it's just been great. It's really been great.
We're special. We are.
We're all special.
Being able to call our own shots, being able to either make it or not make it by what we do. I mean, it's up to us.
I'll get up around 5 o'clock, 5:30. I get up, make breakfast. While we're eating, we're figuring out what's the game plan for today, what do we want to do, what are we going to pick, what are we going to plant, is there a farmer's market.
When we go to Rochester with the Vouchers for Veterans, we're probably doubling our take at the markets, which is really nice. Really nice. That's the biggest stress on the farm is the money.
One of the things I like about this Vouchers for Veterans program, we have a hard time going out in public, especially if we know there's not going to be anybody like us out there. We all think the same, because we've all been through it, but you just don't talk about it. But it's nice to be around a group of people like that, and I can see a lot of them. I got the same issue where I hear things, I gotta look, I'm always looking for exits. But if I'm around a lot of veterans, I tend to lax up a bit, and I see them do it as well.
I wish I'd see more of them take advantage of it. I mean, it's not just the farmers. I think the vets need to be informed that this program is out there. And it's not charity. These guys earned it.
There's too much going around to people. I support veterans. I'm going to buy a $2 magnet and throw it on my car, and that's my support. Well, you just gave that money to the magnet company. You didn't actually help nobody with it. You know, the vouchers program, like I said, it gets them out of their house. It gets them to interact. It gets them to see that they're not alone in their community.
Take advantage of it. Yeah, it's free, but those vouchers are also not just helping you. You using the vouchers are helping the farmer.
The Greater Rochester Chamber of Commerce wishes to thank this year's winners of the Citizen of the Year, Gene Grover and Alicia Fry. Congratulations.